This just shocked movie fans across the entire United States. People literally cannot believe what is happening in Hollywood right now. Backhand index pointing right. Pause 0.5 seconds. And what's coming out now is making the situation even more intense. If you follow USA entertainment news, Hollywood trends, or blockbuster movies, this is one update you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Because after years of waiting, after endless hype, after millions of fans counted down the days, Star Wars has finally returned to theaters. But instead of universal praise, the internet completely exploded. And now fans everywhere are asking the same question. Did Hollywood just make one of the biggest mistakes in recent movie history? According to early reports, Disney and Lucasfilm's newest release, The Mandalorian and Grogu, was expected to become one of the biggest cinematic events of the year. This was supposed to be the triumphant return of Star Wars to the big screen after nearly 7 years. For many fans, this wasn't just another movie. It was supposed to be the moment that reignited the magic of Star Wars. But within hours of the first screenings, social media erupted with shock, criticism, confusion, and heated debate. Some viewers walked out disappointed. Others defended the movie passionately. And now the divide between Star Wars fans is becoming bigger than ever. Backhand index pointing right, micro pause. But before we get into the controversy, you need to understand why this movie mattered so much. For years, Disney invested heavily into streaming. Shows like The Mandalorian became massive online sensations. And Grogu, also known worldwide as Baby Yoda, quickly transformed into one of the most recognizable characters on the planet. Merchandise exploded. Memes flooded the internet. Fans became obsessed. And for a while, it seemed like Disney had finally discovered the perfect formula. Cute characters, nostalgia, familiar worlds, safe storytelling, and massive fan service. But now, many critics are saying that exact formula may finally be starting to fail. Backhand index pointing right, slow, serious tone. Because according to some early reactions, The Mandalorian and Grogu doesn't feel like a true cinematic experience. Instead, many people are calling it nothing more than a feature-length streaming episode. And that criticism is spreading everywhere online. One reviewer even claimed the movie feels like binge-watching television instead of watching an actual film in theaters. And suddenly fans who once celebrated Disney's Star Wars direction are now beginning to question everything. How did this happen? How did one of the biggest entertainment franchises in history end up dividing audiences again? Backhand index pointing right, pause. The story itself takes place between the original Star Wars trilogy and the sequel trilogy. The Empire has fallen, but dangerous Imperial warlords still remain hidden across the galaxy. As the New Republic struggles to maintain order, legendary Mandalorian bounty hunter Din Djarin and his apprentice Grogu are pulled into another dangerous mission. On paper, that sounds exciting, and visually, many fans expected something massive. But according to critics, the movie never fully commits to becoming a true blockbuster experience. Instead of feeling grand and cinematic, many scenes reportedly feel small, repetitive, and overly familiar. And that's where the backlash begins. Because Star Wars fans have seen this before. Many viewers now believe Hollywood has become too dependent on nostalgia. Instead of taking creative risks, major studios keep revisiting the same characters, the same worlds, and the same formulas again and again. And now people are wondering, has nostalgia officially become Hollywood's biggest problem? Backhand index pointing right, micro pause. One of the biggest talking points online right now involves the film's pacing. Some fans say the movie lacks emotional momentum. Others say it feels disconnected. And many viewers are criticizing the structure of the story itself. According to reactions, the movie often feels like multiple television episodes stitched together instead of one complete cinematic journey. That criticism alone has already triggered massive debates online, because some fans completely disagree. Supporters of the movie argue that The Mandalorian was always designed as an episodic adventure. They say the movie delivers exactly what audiences loved from the series: action, creatures, galaxy exploration, and emotional moments between Din Djarin and Grogu. But critics say that's simply not enough anymore, especially for a theatrical Star Wars movie. Backhand index pointing right, serious tone. And here's where things become even more controversial. Many fans are now comparing this movie to previous Star Wars films that were once heavily criticized. movies like The Rise of Skywalker. And surprisingly, some viewers are now saying those older films at least felt cinematic. At least they felt like actual movies. That comparison alone shocked social media. Because for years, The Rise of Skywalker became one of the most criticized Star Wars projects ever released. But now, fans are reconsidering everything. Backhand index pointing right, pause. And then came another unexpected controversy. A strange subplot involving Jabba the Hutt's son suddenly became one of the internet's biggest discussion topics. The character reportedly struggles with his family legacy and personal identity. And while some viewers appreciated the unusual direction, others found it bizarre, unnecessary, and completely distracting. Clips and screenshots from the movie immediately spread across TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube. Memes exploded overnight. Reaction videos flooded the internet. And suddenly, what was supposed to be a triumphant cinematic comeback turned into one of the most debated entertainment stories of the week. Backhand index pointing right, micro pause. Meanwhile, another major conversation started surrounding actor Pedro Pascal. Pascal has become one of Hollywood's biggest stars in recent years. From The Last of Us to The Mandalorian, his popularity has skyrocketed worldwide. But some critics now claim his performance in the movie feels emotionally distant, because the Mandalorian character spends most of the film behind a mask. Many viewers believe the emotional connection suffers. Others strongly disagree. Fans defended Pascal online, arguing that subtle performances and voice acting are part of what makes the character unique. And once again, the internet split into two sides. Backhand index pointing right, pause. But strangely enough, there's one part of the movie that almost everyone seems to agree on: the music. Oscar-winning composer Ludwig Göransson is receiving enormous praise right now. Many fans say his score brings emotion, scale, and cinematic energy to scenes that otherwise feel flat. Some viewers even claimed the soundtrack was the best part of the entire movie. And honestly, that says a lot, because when audiences begin praising the soundtrack more than the story itself, you know something unusual is happening. Backhand index pointing right, slow tone. But while Star Wars dominates headlines, that's not the only reason Hollywood is trending this weekend, because several other major releases are also generating serious buzz. At home, audiences are discovering Waste Man, a dark prison drama that many viewers describe as emotionally intense and deeply unsettling. Unlike massive CGI blockbusters, Waste Man focuses on raw storytelling, tension, and realism. And surprisingly, many people online are now saying smaller films like this feel more authentic than modern franchise movies. That reaction alone reveals something bigger happening in Hollywood right now. Audiences may be changing. Viewers may be getting tired of giant formula-driven franchises. And people may once again be craving originality. Backhand index pointing right, micro pause. At the same time, horror fans are rushing to watch a terrifying new version of The Mummy, directed by Lee Cronin. Early reactions describe the film as disturbing, brutal, and deeply uncomfortable. Some fans say it delivers exactly the kind of horror modern audiences have been waiting for. And unlike many safe studio productions, this movie apparently takes real creative risks. That's becoming a major theme across entertainment conversations right now. Risk versus safety. Originality versus nostalgia. Cinema versus streaming. And now experts are asking, could Hollywood be entering a completely new era? Backhand index pointing right, pause. But perhaps the biggest surprise of all involves legendary director Quentin Tarantino. Because after years of anticipation, Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, is finally streaming on Peacock. For longtime Tarantino fans, this is a huge moment, because for years, people wanted to experience Tarantino's original vision for Kill Bill as one complete film. And now that version is finally available to mainstream audiences. Social media reactions exploded almost instantly. Fans praised the pacing, the storytelling, the action sequences, and the emotional intensity. Some viewers are even calling it one of Tarantino's greatest achievements. And suddenly, a decades-old movie is generating more excitement online than some brand-new releases. That reality is forcing many people to ask difficult questions about the current state of Hollywood. Why are older movies still resonating so strongly? Why do so many audiences feel disconnected from modern blockbusters? And why does nostalgia continue dominating entertainment culture? Backhand index pointing right, serious tone. experts now believe the entertainment industry may be facing a turning point. Streaming platforms transformed Hollywood forever. Studios began prioritizing franchises, algorithms, and endless content production. But in the process, many critics argue something important was lost. Event cinema, creative risks, original storytelling, and emotional depth. Instead of building unforgettable cinematic experiences, many studios became obsessed with keeping audiences subscribed. And now, the consequences may finally be appearing. Backhand index pointing right, pause. Because audiences today are more vocal than ever. The moment a movie disappoints fans, social media amplifies every criticism instantly. Memes spread within minutes. Reviews go viral overnight. And public opinion changes faster than ever before. That's exactly what's happening right now with The Mandalorian and Grogu. Some viewers still love it. Others absolutely hate it. But regardless of where people stand, everyone is talking about it. And in today's entertainment industry, attention itself has become one of the most valuable currencies in the world. Backhand index pointing right, micro pause. But here's the bigger issue nobody can ignore anymore. Hollywood franchises are becoming incredibly expensive. Studios spend hundreds of millions of dollars on production and marketing. And when audiences react negatively, the financial impact can be massive. That pressure is now affecting every major entertainment company. Disney, Warner Brothers, Netflix, Universal. Everyone is competing for audience attention in an era where viewers have endless choices. And because of that, every blockbuster now carries enormous risk. Backhand index pointing right, slow, serious tone. And the truth is, what audiences are seeing right now may only be half the story. Because behind the scenes, Hollywood executives are likely paying very close attention to these reactions. If audiences continue rejecting formula-driven franchise movies, major changes could happen across the entire entertainment industry. Studios may become more cautious. Budgets could shrink. Creative strategies may shift dramatically. And the future of blockbuster cinema itself could begin changing. Backhand index pointing right, pause. But despite all the controversy, one thing is absolutely certain. People still care deeply about Star Wars. That passion is exactly why reactions are so intense. Fans don't criticize franchises they've abandoned. They criticize the ones they still love. And right now, millions of people still desperately want Star Wars to succeed. The question is, can Hollywood still deliver the magic audiences remember? Or has the entertainment industry changed too much? Backhand index pointing right, slow emotional tone. Because today's viewers are smarter, more connected, more critical, and harder to impress than ever before. Audiences no longer accept hype alone. They want quality, emotion, meaningful storytelling, and unforgettable cinematic experiences. And if Hollywood fails to deliver those things, fans will notice immediately. Backhand index pointing right, micro pause. Meanwhile, social media continues exploding with reactions. Some fans are defending the movie passionately, others are calling it a disaster. YouTubers are posting breakdowns. TikTok creators are reacting live. And entertainment channels across America are covering every new update. What started as a movie release has now transformed into a nationwide entertainment debate. And honestly, the conversation may only be getting started. Because upcoming box office numbers could completely change the narrative. If the movie performs strongly financially, Disney may continue moving forward with similar projects. But if audience backlash grows larger, Hollywood executives may begin rethinking everything. Backhand index pointing right, serious tone.